From medical media, this is The Ortho Show.
Hello world, Dr. Scott Sigman, your favorite opioid-sparing orthopedic surgeon and host of the Ortho Show podcast. We got a super cool episode today. We are at OSET. We're throwing out some podcast love to two of my dear friends who have made the leap into podcast stardom. We got Danny Acevedo from LA, also known as the Cuff Daddy, as well as Shariff Bishai. The American Pharaoh is in the house. What's going on, brothers?
Nada, man. Thanks for having us. Appreciate the love.
Yeah, we love you guys. So look, man, we're at OSET. We'll throw a little love to Kevin Blanchard, Brian Bisconi, and the team. My favorite multi-specialty orthopedic meeting of the year. We got so many cool people. It's intimate, industry, a lot of cool things happening. But that's not why we're here. We're here to talk about I'm a Podstar, Not a Doctor, the new podcast for Cuff Daddy and the American Pharaoh. What do we got, boys? What's happening here?
Danny, you want to take this? Because I love your explanation.
It's a safe space for me and Shariff. We're just hanging out. You know, we're grinding all day and we're working and doing surgery and we're talking about articles and meetings and you name it. And it's just like a good place at the end of the day where we just decompress. We shoot we say what we want, uninhibited. And, we hang out with our smart friends and they happen to be pretty cool. And, sometimes we learn interesting things that may or may not be related to medicine. So it's just a good time. I mean, if you listen to it, I'm pretty much just laughing the whole time because I'm having so much fun.
We just had our latest guest. We recorded a couple nights ago, and we had John Mason. So he's a DJ in Detroit, also does the PA announcing for the Pistons. Sweet. And just listening to him, I mean, our cheeks hurt. I told at the end when we wrapped, I was like, my face hurts because we were laughing so hard. But he's absolutely right. I mean, it's our safe place. It's my favorite time of the week when I just get to joke around and be silly with Danny, which is not hard to do. We do have a safe word within the safe space, but it's good.
Pineapple?
It could be.
Could be upside down pineapple. Or keep going. Either way, we're not sure. So, all right. So first and foremost, I'm assuming that DJ Khaled gave you permission. You guys are good on that. I mean, is he going to be on the show? What do we got?
Well, it's funny because every time we brainstorm, say, hey, we need to get this guy, or we need to get this guy. Before we know it, we have like 4 or 5 more people, and from the most random places.
No, I love that.
And so, like Danny said, what you're doing with Ortho Show, unbelievable. I mean, we're, first of all, very honored that you're taking the time to promote us, but also it's different from yours. I mean, I love yours because I can get out in there, listen to somebody, learn about them, maybe learn some orthopedics and whatnot. However, on ours, you don't know who is going to be on. It could be somebody in the real world. It could be somebody who's in athletics, could be a business, could be a doctor. Who knows?
That's the beauty of podcasting, right? What I love about your guys is that you're like, I'm like the 9 to 5 guy. We're bringing on the 9 to 5ers. We're talking about our stories. You guys are like, it's 7 o'clock. I'm having a glass of scotch. We're going to have on some cool people, and we're just going to talk the shit. And it has nothing to do with orthopedics, but we're just going to have a lot of fun.
And you're
That's exactly
right.
what we're doing. That's exactly what we're doing.
Yeah, and as I think we're getting better, our shows are getting longer, and so he's on the West Coast, I'm on the East Coast, so we're recording at 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, and we're finishing up, it's about midnight. He's like, I'm going to go eat dinner, and it's like, I'm going to bed, but it's getting to being like a long-form show for us.
All right, good. Now, just, let's keep the wives out of this. I'm thinking Tupac and Biggie, East Coast, West Coast. We're just going to keep it real, all right? We're going to just keep it solid. I love what you guys are doing. Sorry, I got a question. So who's got the Riz?
I'm the Rizzler, bro.
You're the Rizzler?
I'm the Rizzly Bear.
The Rizzler.
The Rizzly Bear. And,
the Rizzler of Oz.
And then, of course, because I love your first episode, you guys were doing all that slang shit. Dude, that's no cap. What's with the no cap?
While I have Danny on here, I just got to laugh because one of the words he picked and that's our segment we call Keeping It Gangster. And we literally, gangsta.
Yeah.
But he picks words or I pick words and then we kind of put it all together. But he had one out of pocket. And I was like, and he explained it. And I swear to you, my 13-year-old son, Noah, he's hit me with out of pocket like 5 times. I'm like, dude, I know what that means. And then in air quotes, I'm like, thanks to Danny.
Yeah, well, I'm still lost on the out of pocket. But listen, I mean, starting a podcast, people, I'm going to start a podcast, right? Piece of cake, whatever. It's not easy, right? I mean, so we got the premise of the show, but like your productions are really good. Your music is great quality. I love your videos that you're popping out. Who's coming up with this shit?
That's our boy Bobby Digital. And he's a guy.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. So our listeners out there are like, hey, it's not a big deal. I'm going to go start my own podcast, right? It's a big deal.
It is. And let's throw Bobby a little love here, too. He is 4msocial.com, and they do everything from marketing to this. And so for us to hook up with Bobby, and he's made us so comfortable. He's just like, you guys go at it. I'll take care of the rest on the back end. And, I mean, he's crushing it. It's so fun to do.
Danny, you're missing so much here. Like, we got the best freaking spot at OSET. We're, like, right next to the speaker ready room. And so, like, all these people are chilling out. It's like, hey, what's going on? They're like, look at Shariff's hair. It's so freaking smooth on top. Feel that, man. It's so smooth.
So I'm going to just tell you this. Last night at the bar, I was being petted by Scott pretty much for 45 minutes. I'm
felt so good.
And I actually said, I think it's time that you go to bed. I had to send him home.
That's what I did. All right, so listen, guys, I want everybody to know how do we find you guys? What do you got? YouTube? Do we got audio? Where are we finding this thing?
We're all over the place.
It's wherever you find podcasts. So you're going to find it at Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music. We're on YouTube. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram. It's I'm a Podstar, not a doctor.com. You'll find us wherever you look for us. I mean, and it's hard to miss Danny.
Look.
C. Diddy, not Cuff Daddy. Just CD.
I have so much respect for both of you. You're amazing clinicians, but now you're also sort of opening up the side about orthopedists that's a little unique and different. We can chill. We can be cool. We can talk about some really neat things. So I love the premise of the show. Super excited. Rising tide for all boats. Everybody's got to listen to this. We're going to push this out onto the Ortho Show. Cuff Daddy, we love you. Sharif, American Pharaoh, wish you guys the best.
And Scott, we want to bring you on our show but we want Daddy Water Siggy to be on. We don't want Scott Sigman MD.
After-hour Sigman.
All right, that Daddy Water, that's the Grey Goose in the water bottle so that nobody knows what's going on. But yeah, we can do a little Daddy Water for sure.
In Detroit, we call it hockey Dad Water.
There you go. I love it. All right, Dr. Scott Sigman, #follow the Fro, host of the Ortho Show. We love you all. Take care, people.
His peak will go by freaking weed.